You want the best for your car? You already watch our tutorials.
So the best place for the best deal is to buy from the Mr. Auto app. Easy, fast, and with better prices than on the website.
You will find the bulk, brake discs and pads used in the video exclusively on the Mr. Auto website and through the link in the description. Turn your engine off, pull up the handbrake, pull on the bonnet release lever and open the bonnet. Open the brake fluid reservoir. In order to change the brake discs and pads on your vehicle, you will have to raise the front of the car and take off the wheels. This will provide you with full access to the required area. Loosen the stud bolts on the front wheels, raise the front of the vehicle and put it in the two-axle stands. We strongly suggest watching the tutorial, raising your vehicle safely before carrying out this step. You will then be able to take off the wheels. Don't forget to slide them under the vehicle. Turn the disc outwards. This will facilitate the process. Insert a flathead screwdriver to the outer extremity of the oblong hole located on the front of the brake caliper. Lift it off using the screwdriver as a lever by pulling it towards you. This will then push the piston in. Ensure that you have pushed the piston in as far as possible before moving on to the next operation. Using a thin flathead screwdriver, remove the caps covering the caliper mounting bolts. Using a socket wrench, a socket bit and a 7mm Allen bit under the two caliper mounting bolts. Using a flathead screwdriver, lift the holding spring on the pads, then take it out. Make sure you keep a finger on the spring during the operation to avoid it jumping out. Remove the caliper. You can now remove the pads. You can now place the brake caliper on one of the coils of the shock absorber spring. To unblock the disc, insert a thin flathead screwdriver that can slip in between the two sides of the disc. You have to insert it in front of the brake caliper mount so that it butts up against the latter. Using a T30 Torx socket under the two screws that hold the disc. Withdraw the screwdriver. Using a wire brush, clean the edges of the brake caliper mount where the pads run. Using a socket wrench and an E16 female Torx socket, loosen the first two screws that fasten the brake caliper mount. Depending on the state of the nuts on the brake caliper mount, it may be necessary to use a hammer to loosen them. Take off the brake caliper mount. Finish by removing the screws that fasten the disc on so you can completely take it off. Sometimes, the disc may get stuck on the hub. If this happens, use a hammer to remove it. Clean the hub with a wire brush, and once that is done, coat it with copper grease. This will help avoid deterioration caused by oxidation and aid with future interventions.
Please support us. Subscribe and like the video, that will be really cool.
Take the new brake rotor. Before installing the new disc, it is vital to clean it using brake cleaner and paper towels to take off the storage paraffin. If your new disc is painted, you can place it directly onto the wheel hub. Place the new disc onto the hub and rescrew the two fastening screws by hand as much as possible. Put the brake caliper mount back on, screwing it by hand to begin with. and finish using the socket wrench and an E16 Torx socket to fix it in place. Finish off the tightening with a Torx wrench. Reuse the screwdriver technique to stop the rotation of the disc. This will allow you to fully tighten the fastening screws of said disc. Take the new brake pads. Coat the outside of the new pads with copper grease. Position the outside pad in its housing, then put the pad on the piston side in the brake caliper. Now, put the brake caliper back in place, ensuring that the mounting bolts are in front of their housing. Push them in and start screwing by hand. Finish off the tightening with a Torx wrench. Put the holding springs of the pads back in place. Ensure that the spring is fully inserted into the hole. Put the caps back in place. You can now repeat the operation on the other side. Put the wheels of your vehicle back on and lower it to the ground. Before starting your car, don't forget to screw the brake fluid stopper back in. Be careful. Before using your vehicle again, start your car and pump the brake pedal a few times to bring the brake pads together again. Try to drive smoothly and avoid sudden braking for the first 50 kilometers or so to avoid glazing the new pads. Operation completed.
Hello, if this video helped you, like and subscribe.